Hey everybody, welcome. Today I'm with
Shaun.
Shaun
Yes.
from Nahid.
Yes.
Awesome. It's June 23rd. I think that's important to note because things are changing so quickly in today's real estate and kind of macro environment. So we're here today to kind of talk about Nahid and development in the city of Toronto and kind of where you see things going, where things have come from. So thank you. Welcome.
No problem. Thank you. I'm really happy to be here, Vuk. So I work for Nahid as the business development manager. Essentially, we're kind of a newer developer in the scene. We started about late 2017, and since then we've worked on a couple projects ranging from boutique condos to mid-rises to high-rises. I know you purchased the unit at our Broadview location, which is a 6-story boutique condo at Broadview in Danforth. So really we are kind of a developer by accident in a way because my dad is actually the president of the company, and he was kind of going through the process of purchasing land and doing his own kind of custom home. And as he would do that, he kind of realized like he didn't really like the way that other people were doing it or handling it. His vision wasn't really coming to fruition the way that he liked it. So he figured, well, I might as well try to do it myself, like try to have a hand in it. And he did it with his own. He did a custom home, and then some townhomes in Whitby, and then slowly Nahid came to life. And fast forward a few years, and now we've done 2 projects. We've done Nahid Broadview and Nahid Kennedy. We've broken ground at Nahid Kennedy very recently, and
which is this building?
It's this one, yeah. So this one's in Scarborough. This was a 10-story, 215 unit.
Okay.
And
that's at Kennedy, like right near Kennedy Station.
It's closer to the Go or the So, but there's also a TTC right there as well. Yeah,
so, there's a TTC with the Nahid sign on there.
That's
exactly.
Awesome.
Nice little feature. I like that. Cool.
So that was a huge success, and that was right after the pandemic, which the market got very hot after that. So with Broadview, that was right before the pandemic. So we had a completely opposite experience with that. We essentially sold out half the building, and then
for Broadview,
and then within that 10-day cooling period is when the whole world just shut down, and then everyone rescinded their units, and we were back to square one. And we had to kind of go into like crisis mode, and came up with a whole new relaunch plan, and hopefully thankfully it went well after that. But it was quite the experience.
So you guys got caught right in that, right in that 10-day window,
the absolute worst possible time. It could not have been a worse time. But I mean, luckily it all worked out. It kind of worked in our favor because prices went up. But it was definitely, as a small developer, it was definitely a scary time.
I can imagine that because I mean you depend on those sales to get your financing, to get your construction started.
And just, we have to pay employees, and so it was rough. And the reason I bring that up is because the way the market's going now, we're going to kind of another unknown, gray area of the market. I still don't know if it's a seller's or a buyer's market. I think we're kind of in like the middle right now, kind of transitioning towards a buyer's market. But I mean, with interest rates, and then even just from the builder side, to give you a perspective, construction costs are crazy right now. The cost of labor and hard costs are very high. Margins are getting smaller. So as a developer, trying to do that balance act with prices, we can't like raise prices because interest rates, there are going to be no buyers. It's a tough balancing act, and also the assignment fee as well, which was introduced to the federal budget, might detract some people. So, but we're gonna constantly adapt to the market, and as we have done.
I mean, I think that's like with any business, any entrepreneur, it's never a straight line.
Exactly.
There's always going to be these hiccups that come up, speed bumps, whatever you want to call them. No, I mean, that's interesting that you bring that up because, I think everything that we've seen in the last year has been something nobody's seen for the last 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
And it's hitting everybody at the same time,
Yeah.
including, developers who who have owned land, who now are in a position where they need to build, but like you said, their costs have gone up, but they can't pass those costs down as much as they'd like to.
Exactly, yeah.
And so what do you do about that? I mean, where are you, I guess let me ask you this, with this project, being that you've started construction, are you seeing costs changing on you, or have you already booked all your contracts and you're pretty much good until...
Well, here's the thing. Yes, we book contracts, but I mean, a contract is good, but I mean, what's to stop, someone who's providing us with steel, if they've given us at cost, I don't know, X, tomorrow they're like, well, sorry, the price has gone up, I can't honor the contract. I mean, we can't really say, well, too bad, they just won't give the steel. So
they just won't give it to you.
If prices go up, we have to pay the difference. If prices go down, they say, sorry, you got this price, so I can't do anything about it.
Their margins increase.
Exactly, yeah. So it's hard, but I mean, we do everything we can on our end in terms of securing the contracts and that stuff, and we just have to move forward.
So I mean, I guess does it ever come to a point where it's no longer feasible? And then
it definitely can. It definitely can. Thankfully, we haven't hit that point yet, and that's really thanks to our team and our finance guys. They do the risk management. They do the budgeting, so far in advance. We hire cost consultants, all these people. So it's really just how well you plan.
Sure. Of course, they say, you fail to plan to fail, right? So
exactly, that's what it is. So we can attribute that to them. So yeah. Cool.
I want to go back to what you said. So your dad kind of started off by accident. He was doing like smaller projects.
Yeah.
So he started off by building or wanting to build his own home.
So exactly,
like your family
He wanted to build a custom home for himself, or I'm not too familiar with what he wanted. I think he was just trying it out or selling it, or if we were going to move into it. But he ended up doing it and sold it, and he saw like the process was very slow with the single homes, and the profit was like, it was good, but I mean, stuff like this could be better. And then he dabbled into the townhomes. There was a project in Whitby that he worked on, and he did that. And then that's when he officially created the development company. And then that's kind of when I came on board as well. And so Broadview was actually Nahid's first official project. And he's really a people's first kind of guy. Like he just wants to make sure that he doesn't go through the experience that other people don't go through the experience that he went through. Just make sure the A to Z is taken care of. Get the best possible finishes. He wants it so like people don't even have to do a PDI. I mean, obviously they will be, but like they just he wants to make sure they come in and everything is spotless and sparkling, and offer white glove service to the realtors and treat them as best as we can. And we've tried to do so through our launches and events. So
that's really good. I mean, obviously this industry is all about reputation, right? And so me personally, I purchased the unit, at the Broadview project because I thought that, for the price and the finishes that were being offered and the fact that the location is, going through a gentrification and there's value there.
Exactly.
I really like that. Now, obviously, as a buyer, you're also looking at who's the developer. Is there a chance that they could cancel this project? Is there a chance that, worst case scenario, you're going to get your money back because it's regulated. You're protected through Ethereum, but still, you don't want to tie up money for no reason.
Of course.
And I looked you guys up, I did a little bit of research, I met some of the team members, and so I felt comfortable moving forward. And, I did the same with my clients. I recommended this project, and, you're already in the ground, you're doing construction, so you're doing what you said you were going to do, which is extremely important. And so Broadview is an interesting one because it's boutique. I like that style. Are there differences between, planning for a boutique type building versus maybe a little bit more mid-rise, larger?
100% yes, because the boutique styles, they're kind of slower to move due to the fact that they are larger, and it's more of a niche. So it's harder to come by purchasers. A lot of people, today are looking to just invest. They don't want to put money down for 2-3 years on such a high purchase price as an investment when they have stuff like this readily available in the GTA. So they were definitely challenged to overcome with that. But through certain incentives and deals, we were able to attract the buyers that we were looking for, and we're hoping that we want to give them a good experience so that later down the line, if they want purchase stuff like this as investments, that they would be happy to work with us again and give us their business again. So
sure,
there were some challenges.
What do you have in your pipeline now? I mean, this one's on the way. Broadview's almost sold. What's your next endeavor?
So the next project is going to be called Nahid Harbor. That one's going to be right by the lake. I mean, you can literally stand on your balcony and throw a rock in the water.
Okay. You can skip.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So that is a project. That's a huge project we're working on with the city of Oshawa.
Okay.
Where essentially we're going to have some towers go up. We're going to do the whole marina. Nice. And revitalize that area. The city is also committed to doing the parks over there as well. So it's a huge kind of master plan project. We are hoping to launch the first tower late summer, early fall, depending on a lot of factors. First of all, Terrion. Second of all, just what the market is sort of looking like. But I mean, at the end of the day, whatever happens to the market, I mean, we saw in 2008, that was the worst it gets, right? But people were still buying real estate. There was a recent survey done. I mean, it's easy in hindsight to say, but I think over 50% of people said that if 2008 happened, they would still purchase a condo again or some sort of real estate. So I personally think people that want to purchase will still purchase. Maybe people that are on the fence who kind of were looking at stuff in the market and they're not so sure, maybe it'll detract them. But personally, I think if you're smart with your prices and you have a good value, and people, if they're sitting on cash, and some people, there was a quote I saw, get greedy when others are fearful. So I personally think,
it's Warren Buffett,
exactly. So,
buy when there's blood in the streets, when everybody's panicking. That's when you want to go on. Absolutely. I mean, that's when you get the best deals.
Exactly.
And people kind of forget to look at it that way. They look at it as, oh no, the prices are coming down. They're going to go further. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. And then you miss the boat.
Exactly.
Because it comes back up much more quickly.
Yeah. We live in Canada. We don't live in a poorly developed country. I think we're going to bounce back, and interest rates should return to normal. I mean, pre-construction, you're just getting pre-approvals anyway, right? You're not getting a mortgage right away. So.
Which is the nice thing, because you're kind of spreading your risk out over time.
Exactly.
So you can allow these interest rates to climb.
Yeah.
Then likely what's going to happen is they'll kind of even off, and maybe
maybe
they'll bring them down a little bit. We'll see.
Go too high.
So what happens? Let's say you have the land, right? And let's say you don't like the way the market looks, or let's say you get some feedback and you're not really getting the action that you want. I mean, how much time do you have to wait? Can you wait a full year?
We can, and the reason we can is because we won't commit. We won't tell agents that we're committing to a certain date before we're certain on it, and before we know that this is the good time to go into the market, because we don't want to get the agents to start spending their marketing dollars and start talking to their clients and then come back and say, oh well, sorry, we're actually not. So the best thing we can do is keep monitoring what's going on and kind of think when is the best time for all parties so it just goes back to the planning. You got to be smart. You got to have a good team to make the call. The land's not going anywhere. We have the land, so it's really just a matter of when we want to execute and go to market.
Sure. What's one of the biggest risks that you see in continuing to expand? So you've got this project, you've got this next large one. Are you already in the process of looking for the next one, or are you focusing kind of on this major one?
Yeah. So we always focus on what we're doing right now. But as time goes on, our team is slowly growing. We have a very strong team despite being a new developer. The analogy I like to use is like a hospital, for example. Think about a hospital that just opens up. They're not going to just get surgeons and doctors right out of med school, right? They're going to hire still the top surgeons and the top doctors to come work at that new hospital. And we've done the same. Like the guys that we have upstairs are 15, 20 years plus in the industry and working on this. So we are always looking to expand and what's the next project, but we always give our full attention to what's going on right now, and we're all hands on deck for Harbor because it is such a big job, and we definitely don't want to bite off more than we can chew, and it is a balancing act, and we have actually like let go of like lands and stuff to focus more on our current stuff before. So
you don't want to spread yourself thin.
Exactly, don't want to spread ourselves thin, and at the same time we also don't want to put all our marbles in one basket. So it's a balancing act. For sure.
Cool. All right, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate the conversation.
Thank you.
It's important, I think, for people to get an understanding, from your perspective, from the developer's perspective. What are you seeing? Obviously, I think the major risk that you're facing right now are your costs are escalating.
Yes.
And when you sell a project, you fix your profit.
Yeah.
Right? And then that's not moving. You can't really, can you go back to buyers? And
No, you definitely don't go back to buyers, but what you do is you kind of do phased releases. So you do a little litmus test of the market, see what's moving, what doesn't move, and then you adapt and adjust. And something like Broadview, for example, if Broadview was built, I think it would have flown, right? It's just due to the nature of being a boutique condo and pre-construction is what causes it to move a little slower. But for stuff like Harbor and Kennedy, where they're very investor friendly, I think it'll move. And my best advice to anyone watching this, or just do your research on the market, do your research on the developer, really commit to yourself, like how much am I willing to put down, weigh the long-term reward for possibly short-term risks, and just take advantage of the market if it goes into a buyer's market. And we're definitely moving in that direction. If you look at the city of Toronto, we're at 4 months of inventory, 5 months of inventory, which is definitely buyer's market territory. Exactly. It's a big swing from literally just even a couple months ago.
It's never in the middle, right?
Yeah.
We're always extreme on one side or the other.
Yeah.
And you got to catch, the pendulum when it fits.
Yeah, I remember there was a week in, I think it was January there was like
this year?
There was like a launch, 2 launches like every day of the week or something. And then all of a sudden 3-4 weeks after that just
slowed down.
There's
still, there are still projects being launched all over the city.
Yeah, for sure.
Like some major projects that are being launched.
Yeah.
Thousands of units.
Yeah.
At a time when, I have a few listings in, Mississauga, in Etobicoke, in Hamilton even, and 0 showings. Maybe 1, maybe 2 showings in like a week and a half, 2 weeks. So, and I was speaking with another agent that has decades of experience in the market. He's like, I've never seen the market come to a standstill like this in such a quick period of time.
Yeah, that's the thing, is how quick it was.
Yeah.
Even in 2008, it was kind of like, slowly, and then all of a sudden we found ourselves in. But this was just, this was
intense,
crazy. It's like the weather in Canada. One day it's like bright and sunny out, the next day it's a blizzard. Yeah. That's literally what it was like.
Yeah. I think it's a matter of time until people wrap their heads around the situation. Inflation comes down a little bit. Policymakers step in. They say, okay, we've kind of achieved some of those goals, those short-term goals.
Exactly.
Let's relieve some pressure, because every business that operates on some level of debt is being crushed or is being squeezed, right? Because their costs are going up. Now their cost to borrow is increasing. They have to pass those costs on to the buyer, which continues to raise inflation.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's an interesting time.
Yeah.
But thank you very much.
Thank
Great
you
meeting you
me.
for sure.
Yeah.
And of course, if you guys want to learn more about Nahid,
Yep.
we'll put some links in the show notes.
Yeah, we have,
you guys have
an Instagram, we have a website.
Cool.
We're very active on our Instagram. We have a great social media team and social media specialist. So
Awesome.
she does a great job. Purchasers, investors love seeing our stuff on Instagram. So yeah.
And there's the core center, which is really cool. And I think if you're thinking about purchasing a unit, you want to come in, you want to see the finishes, you want to get a feel for the developer, the builders. You guys are here.
Yeah.
You have offices in the building.
We love sitting down with purchasers.
That's
and spending time with them. Putting a face to the company. So yeah.
Cool. Awesome. All right, everybody. We'll see you guys soon.
Thank you.